Welcome back to Community Heroes Table Talk. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking with Tyrone Starkie and Leah Starkie talk about building a family. How are y'all doing today?
We're good.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good. Tyrone, can you talk about how y'all knew that y'all wanted to start building a family?
I tell story starts off like a lot of individuals. You know, you have your courting phase where you're talking, you're getting to know someone, and I'll say about a good little bit over a year into us just getting to know each other. We realized that we share a lot of the same core, desires and wants, and I started. We made plans to go to Myrtle Beach, and I remember that's where I proposed to her at Red Lobster, and that was the beginning of our family, between us, and we started small, and grew to where we are now.
Leah, can you talk about how y'all knew that y'all wanted to become parents?
I think it's almost everyone's dream to become parents at some point. I mean, some people never want to have kids, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I always wanted to have kids, and he always said that his dad said, carry on that family name. So basically means have a boy, but they instill, he wanted him to have kids, and I'm sure at that time his dad's deceased, but I'm sure at that time, he wanted to, be able to enjoy being a grandfather and everything. So, that's one reason why he, probably said that. So, so we talked about it, and God made it happen for us. So
That's wonderful. Tyrone, can you talk about how y'all became married and talking about the beginning stages of marriage?
Like I said, I proposed in Myrtle Beach, and then we came here and we got married at Goldsboro Worship Center, and our marriage, was beautiful. But one thing about it I remember, we both were working part time, but we had so many individuals in the community that invested into our marriage. We had a free pianist, we had a free violinist, we had someone do our makeup for our women for free. We had photography done for a very, very, very reasonable price. Wedding pictures and all those things, and just from that day forth and going on, we had the opportunity to travel. Going as far as New Jersey and as low as Florida on this side over here, as far out as Alabama. We have a lot of stories that we can share. That'll probably be in the book later on. Maybe give us another 5 years, we'll write a book about adventures.
Leah, can you talk about how you knew that he was the one?
he was always, just very gentle, patient, just kind, just pretty much anything that most women would want in a man. He, like he said earlier, had a love for God, and just very, even though we didn't have any kids at that time, just family oriented. Just he did a lot of the things that he talks about that he wasn't able to do, as a child. That his parents couldn't afford to, or just couldn't do with him. So he overcame a lot of obstacles, so I was able to see through that.
That's wonderful. Tyrone, can you talk about the caregiving part of the relationship and what that entails?
Yeah. So as far as caregiving, of course, our caregiving is a little bit, unorthodox from maybe a traditional marriage, but You know, with my limitations, my wife has accommodated me and make sure that I have sufficient transportation. So you know, we have a like my vehicle, my van. You know, we have manual ramps, and you know, sometimes she does a lot of that. Make sure I can have access in and out of my vehicle. Um, you know, around the house, just with my wheelchair, she makes sure like my charger is somewhere where I can have access to be able to charge my chair. So, you know, preparation things, you know, cooking, food preparation. She'll do that, but I can eat myself. But you know, she does things like that. And of course, I have limitations outside of my chair. So, you know, of course, the one thing that most of everybody probably knows, you know, you have your bathing preparation. So, you know, just make sure that I safely can, you know, take care of hygiene things without hurting myself. You know, those are extra things that a traditional marriage might not have to do. Now, traditional stuff, she still does that too. So she's my support. Also, you know, if I'm frustrated or if I need extra eyes or extra ears or extra brain to think for me, she does that too, just like a partner in a marriage should do.
Leah, can you talk about how Community Heroes has helped in y'all's relationship and built y'all closer together? Maybe.
Oh, that's a hard one because it's still kind of new. Um, but just hearing the different stories from the different interviews that that we've done, it makes you feel like that you're not alone. That there's other people that has similar situations, and we just want to be able to help those type of people.
Can you talk about, Leah, some of the things that Tyrone was talking about when it comes to caregiving? Can you give a little bit more in depth on like what a caregiver goes through?
Yeah, caregiving is tough. No matter how much you love somebody, just it's tough um, to every single day. You know that I'm going to have to do these things, and I have physical limitations myself. I had scoliosis and spinal surgery when I was 13 years old, and I still have issues with that. And so that is my limitation. So kind of have to put the two limitations together to make something, to make it work. And so it can be tough physically and mentally, emotionally, all around in different aspects. You work a 9 to 5 job, you come home, like you said, you got to cook and clean, take care of the family, and then you also have to be here to meet the needs of somebody who's severely disabled. So it is very challenging, and it does take a lot of time and effort.
What advice would you give Tyrone, somebody that is into caregiving or that is in an interable relationship?
Um, well, if and using my relation as a as an example, especially with this kind of severity that I have, I would tell someone, you know, just try to do the disabled person themselves. Just try to do the most you can, you know, because like my wife mentioned, it's very tough for the more able-bodied person to try to maintain full-time work, also having their own personal life issues, then you know maintain maybe household and cook and be a caregiver to a child, things like that. So it's tough for them. So what I try to do, I try to make sure I'm the extra eyes to keep up with bills when they're due, to make sure that there's paperwork that needs to be signed. I can take care of that, phone calls, spending time with the son. You know, she's tired. I'll find something to do with him to keep him occupied for a couple of hours. So for the disabled person, don't focus on what your limitations are, but hone in on what you are capable of doing and maximize that. So, because if you can do that, you'll make an impact on your caregiver and make it a little bit easy for them.
Leah, what advice would you give somebody that is looking to get in marriage with an in an interable relationship and looking to further their relationship by marriage?
Well, not just an interable relationship, but first of all, pray about it. It takes a lot of prayer. Any marriage takes a lot of prayer, a lot of work, and you really got to know that this is the one that you're designed to be with. And no matter what, because we all come from different cultures and backgrounds. It could be two people the same exact color, they still have different backgrounds. They still they grow up in a different household, so they deal and see with different things. So first of all, would be to pray about it, and to just work hard at it. It
Thank you.
takes a lot.
Thank you again, Tyrone and Leah, for your story and for your future. You can find Community Heroes on Facebook at Community Heroes, Instagram at com_heroes, Twitter at com_heroes, and you can find us on YouTube at Community Heroes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Tyrone and Leah, for your interview, and best of luck in y'all's marriage.
You're welcome.
Yes.